evening and welcome to this week's edition of the Pelican Sports Postgame Show. Year number 12 being on the program. Year number 12. Wow, and what a start. Ed Orgeron now 2-0 in season openers at LSU. Buddy Sanji, I'm Tommy Christland. Calls and text messages coming up. Buddy, your thoughts on an impressive performance by LSU.
What an outstanding night and way to start the 2018 season. Hello, everybody. A little Facebook action tonight with TK. And, wow, what an incredible first half. A lot of surprises. Nick Brissett, the surprise story of the fall camp. He actually scored his first couple of touchdowns. TK, I thought he was outstanding. LSU had their own turnover chain tonight. Miami didn't get any. Burrow under pressure. Everybody excited, up 33-3. Sat on it a little bit in the second half, but this is a great teaching tool. You won the football game. You hope that Chasson's injury is minor. You hope you didn't get too many guys that were hurt, but outstanding way to, and you can tell Alan's mad given the get that off of me. You know I don't like that shot.
Hey, buddy, first text message of the night says, Tigers win but need to clean up some things. That's from Floyd down in Patterson. You said that the whole fourth quarter when we were watching the game, buddy.
Well, you got to look at the big picture. The big picture is that LSU showed a lot of potential, but let's be honest, folks. 3 timeouts burned in the first quarter. Got to clean that up. Had some injuries. Let's give them credit. Had to make a lot of people all of a sudden, go in. This guy's hurt. This guy's cramping. I did think that they sat on the ball, and I do think they will have to call plays a little bit better as they play the Auburns and Georgias and Bamas. But a great start, and it is a teaching tape. There will be plenty of things, and I guarantee you Dave Aranda is not happy they gave up 17 tonight.
No, I'm sure he's not, but it's a win, okay? I didn't think they'd win the game. I was wrong with my prediction.
What?
Not the first time, won't be the last time. But you know what I go back to when Coach Orgeron was asked at his weekly presser last week, one of the final questions was, do you think you guys are better than some people think you are? He instantly said yes. I think tonight he's right with that answer, and he's right about what we saw. Now, time will tell. If Miami goes 6-6 this year, that win's not all that impressive. But if Miami, that's their 4th straight loss, by the way. They lost 3 at the tail end last year, and, of course, LSU lost their last one, so now they got the win. So it's a big win for LSU. No question about it. They're going to beat Southeastern next week. They can show up at halftime and win that game. So, you know, it's a good thing that this team won. And all them mistakes, like Floyd from Patterson said and other people have said, that, you know, go clean them up. Buddy, here's a text message. We're going to get to the callers in a minute. How about that kicker? Guy was putting them through the post all night long.
Tied the school record with the 54-yarder, 4 for 4.
Yeah, so anyway, all right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. Phone lines. We want to hear from you at 225-928-4910. Or, as some of you are already doing, hit us with a text message at area code 504-689-9246. It's the Pelican Sports Postgame Show TV and Facebook Live. The Facebook page is Pelican Broadcasting. So next week we'll have a little better picture for you on Pelican Broadcasting Facebook page. But we got a bunch of y'all watching. That's a good thing. We appreciate it. We're going to come back. Phone calls, text messages. LSU 33, Miami 17. Tigers are 4-0 in AT&T Stadium. Ed Orgeron's 5-0 in season openers, 2 at LSU, 3 back in the day at Ole Miss. LSU Tigers with the win. We're back. Your phone calls in, your text messages. Stay with us on the Pelican Sports Postgame Show.
Text Hubby. Can't wait for tonight. Where are we meeting?
Tonight? Date night? Oh. Find sushi restaurant.
Let's try wasabi sushi.
Route to sushi.
The destination is on your left.
Play our song.
Pioneer in-dash systems with Apple CarPlay. Get yours installed today at your local Mesa retailer.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology, which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, I'm Jordy Heltberg for Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. Chairman's Reserve steaks, their pork, their chicken, their seafood, top of the line. Primo barbecue pits, Icy Tech coolers. They can go anywhere and cater anything for you. Go to 751-7665 to call Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market, where good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Tremonti's Meat and Seafood Market.
Are you ready for this year's formal events? Weddings, homecoming, Mardi Gras, prom, pageants. Debbie's Bridal is having an inventory blowout sale. Don't be left out. Prices range from 20% off to 80% off. Happening now. Debbie's Bridal, Burnside in Gonzales.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com. Welcome back to the Pelican Sports Postgame Show. LSU beats Miami 33-17. Let's go to Bill in Gonzales. Bill, welcome to the Postgame Show.
Yeah, hi guys. How are y'all doing?
Bill, I think I've got to ask you an important question.
Okay.
Are you the guy that called into the radio show this week and started singing songs about hurricanes?
Yep. The Scorpions. Tigers are here. Rock the Miami Hurricanes. That was me.
Well, congratulations on making that call. But look, just like me when I sing, it wasn't that great, but it was what you said, the gist of what you said, and obviously you were excited. So, Bill, tell us if the game kind of went the way you thought it would go.
Fortunately, and God willing, yes. And I have to say, and what you said to start off this show tonight, buddy, victory for LSU. Okay, I'll end my singing career. And I'm glad the Tigers won. I mean, I knew they were going to have some problems. It's nice to be able to just run the clock almost the second half. But gee whiz, and at least we have a kicker so far this year. That's nice. But, again, I have to say something I said most of last year. DBU, PU. I mean, in the fourth quarter, they kind of gave Miami some life. But other than that, hey, I'm sticking with their Tigers. They won the ball game. I don't think anybody else except a few of us down here kind of figured they were going to win this game. But the announcers, you know, on ABC, they were mentioning very late in the fourth quarter about how Miami was so great last year based on a lot of turnovers. And they didn't get any tonight. So, and that's good for LSU, no turnovers. So go Tigers.
Thank you, Bill. We
Thank
appreciate
you, Bill.
it.
Appreciate you starting off the season, my man.
Hey, big text message goes to what you were saying. Here's a text message came in, says, why didn't Coach O stay aggressive on offense in the second half? That's a comment, not really a question. Let's go to Frank in Baton Rouge. Frank, you're on the postgame show.
Hey, TK and Buddy, how y'all doing tonight?
Frank, good to hear you, my man. You know, we're all up there over 50 years old now, and guess what? It's nice to hear you, my man, and I knew
I'm
you
way
were
over 50, don't worry about that.
I said, but I told TK, I said, I wonder if Frank's going to call us up. But, Frank, I know what you got on your mind, and you were quite happy in the first half, and you got your couple beers, and then you said, oh, man, they're sitting on it in the second half. It's
That's exactly what I said.
Driving me crazy, Frank. That's what you said.
I mean, they got to learn like the big boys do. They keep the throttle down when they get ahead. They get a few points ahead, and it seems like they relax. And another thing, I'm a little worried about their pass defense. I noticed lots of times them defensive backs, they were just looking at the guy running down the field instead of turning their head looking for the ball. But, hey, they won. They beat, I don't know if Miami's that good or not. I mean, they didn't impress me.
Well, Frank, look, to address a couple of things that he said, TK, and we all know that's why you want to have a corner to have hips so he can actually turn and look the football, bat it away, and know where the ball is in relation to the receiver. And they did give up some long balls, Frank. It got a little sloppy in the second half. Everybody over here was ecstatic with the start, 33-3. And you said LSU can really, really be a good football team this year. Last year, they only turned it over 8 times. They had 18 takeaways. TK, if you could pull me up, what LSU have on takeaways tonight? 2.
There was two interceptions.
And Jacoby Stevens dropped 1 and Grant Delpit dropped 1. But look, it's a great teaching tape, Frank.
Oh, hey, I'm glad that they got a good warm-up game next week.
Yeah.
Because Auburn, I watched Auburn. Them boys are tough.
Auburn's very good, and we know everybody in the SEC looked good this weekend. Look, let's give Joe Burrow some credit. He did some things. He audibilized on the touchdown with Brissett. He made with the voice inflection, made them jump off. Hey, Coach O went for it twice on 4th down. That's a plus. Nick Brissett ought to be buying the snowballs after tonight. What a great game for him, Frank.
I enjoyed it. I think I'm in the minority. I've said all along I thought LSU was going to have a good year. They might prove me wrong, but I still believe if they go 8-4, I think Orgeron will win Coach of the Year nationally. I'll be honest with you.
Well, let's see how it works out. But hey, a good start to the season. Plenty to work on, Frank.
And y'all have a good night, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Talk to you next Saturday.
I appreciate it. Were we impressed with Joe Burrow? I was, yes. You. Let's look at the big picture. Here's a guy transferred in, okay? Here's a guy that earned a job in the coach's eyes. A lot of pressure. Everybody was, what's Joe Burrow going to do? Big old stadium. It wasn't full, but there was more LSU fans there than Miami. We know that. That's a credit to the LSU fans. But he went out there and performed against what's supposed to be a good team, a team that was picked to win the Coastal Division in the ACC, team that was ranked 8th. Now they're going to fall. LSU's going to climb a little bit. Here's 2 people have asked about how bad is the knee injury to Chason.
Yeah.
I don't have any further
We're going
information.
to get verification on that.
Well, we're going to speak to Ronnie Rance from the locker room in Arlington in a little while, as well as we'll get a report from Brian Lazar at TigerBait.com. We got them all coming in. A shout out to Caroline Babin. That's a good friend of yours. Right?
Hey, go ahead, Caroline.
There we go.
Wait a minute. Caroline picked Miami tonight. Caroline, thanks for watching. All the Babins having a big party. But, TK, usually what happens is that we'll see what the severity is. Depending on the swelling, they'll have an MRI on it. Obviously, you can't afford to lose him. Andre Anthony came in and did good, but you know he's one of my favorites. Now, a lot of people said he would make people forget Arden Key this year, but you got to be healthy.
You know, another thing I'm looking forward to seeing the participation chart. LSU got a lot of guys on the field tonight.
They did. They
both
played a lot of
sides of
people.
the ball, special teams. Now you had some of the regulars on special teams. Cole Tracy, another guy. We had the question on the text message about Joe Burrow. How about Cole Tracy? Here's a guy came in basically was given the kicking job the day he came in. LSU fans know the struggles of the field goals and some extra points in previous years. I think you got to give Cole Tracy a lot of credit. He came in and, he hit that first field goal, boom, and he looked like he had ice water in his veins.
No hesitation. I loved his tempo. We talk about golf and kicking with the tempo. And on the 54-yarder, had a little luck, hit it right good enough to hit the crossbar and go over. 4 for 4, are you kidding? He didn't have any, they were all right there basically in the middle, though, so no lucky ones.
You know what Cole Tracy and I have in common?
36.
No, we can both beat you in golf. But anyway, here's another thing on the kick game. You ready for this?
You got to quit drinking before the show.
I didn't.
Have you ever beat me in golf?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, hey.
Yeah, I never played me.
Something else I want to get your comments on. You ready?
Yeah.
How about the kickoffs? The freshman from Auburn. Everything into the end zone or out of the end zone, right?
Avery Atkins.
Now, I missed 1 or 2 kickoffs while I was in transit to the station, but good job there because that also was something that had been a problem. Let's go to Chris in Lafayette. Chris, you're on the post-game show.
Hey.
Come on, Chris.
Hey, you guys. Hadn't seen y'all in a while. That Botox just working beautifully. Y'all both look like you're 20 years younger tonight.
Stop it, Chris. How many beers have you had tonight?
No beers, my friend, none. I had a little martini, but
okay, all right. Well, it was
go.
a dirty martini in the second half, wasn't it?
I needed a dirty one in the second half, I promise. I tell you what, very impressive first half. You know, naturally a whole ton of mistakes, but look, you got to let them go. I think next week's a great week for them to really emphasize on the passing offense and continue to blitz. We've got the blitz on defense. Right now, you know, the secondary just looks like they're just not there yet. And we quick enough where we can get to this quarterback, we can get to anybody. But I think it's I'm so happy for Coach O, and I think that we just got to just take it one game at a time. But so far, so good, guys. And
hey, Chris, real quick, before you leave, let me ask you this, Chris. We were talking about it with our guys. We always have some meetings before the games and during the week and then afterwards and certainly during the game. But why do you think Coach O has the perception that he has both locally and nationally? What is it that had everybody kicking LSU below the belt, throwing sand up on the purple and gold beach towel, and basically saying that Ed Ogeron was going to be on the hot seat and lose? I'm not saying one game is to determine how good he is. I'm just saying, what do you think it has been to where so many people are on the fence with him?
It's really basic. You know, he's a hometown boy. He's worked hard. He's a grinder. And you know what? If you can't pull for a guy like that, you know, there's something wrong with this picture. So I don't get it. But, look, all I'm thankful for is he's there, and I'm hoping and I'm praying for him that he does well because, you know, he's one of us, and that's one thing. And before I let you go, guys, I want to let you know Bergman hit a home run tonight. Right now the Astros are winning, and the guy's playing fantastic, and he's fun to watch, and we got to pull for the Astros.
Thank you, Chris.
So, hey, look forward to the whole season. You guys look so good. I just wish that maybe Tommy would wear a bow tie or something to make him look a little younger again.
No, I can't look too much younger. That's not possible.
We'll clean it up for next week. It's Sunday night.
You,
This is the end of the weekend, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We'll go to Patrick in Baton Rouge. Patrick, you're on the post-game show.
TK, buddy, great game overall. Pretty pleased. I just feel like, I don't know if it was a miscommunication or a lack of focus there on those two big plays we gave up on defense, but I'm not too concerned about that. What gets me is when we go conservative coming out of the half when we feel we have a big lead. I just hate how we seems like we always want to do that. Just want to get your thoughts on that. And great game and great show.
All right, Patrick.
All right, thank you. Here, a quick update before we go to break. No update on the injury to Adrian McGee or Caleb Von Chason. McGee might not be good from what's out there. Mike Scarborough, TigerBait.com, hitting us with that update. Still to come on the program, Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com for his thoughts and observations on the game. And a little bit later, we'll go to the locker room in Arlington and visit with Ronnie Rance of the Jumbo Sports Network. He'll have talked to some players the whole bit, as we've been doing that for many years here with Brian and Ronnie on the post-game show. We appreciate everybody spreading the word about it. We're going to take a break, come back with more phone calls, more text messages, Facebook Live. Got to check it out. A lot of people are. We really appreciate that. We're back after this pause. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Christ, stay with us.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
The Acord Eye Clinic has moved to a new office, just minutes from the old office at 8280 YMCA Plaza Drive, Building 9. Dr. Shonda Acord and her staff welcome patients of all ages, including children and adults. They have a wide variety of frames and sunglasses, including Maui Jim. The Acord Eye Clinic features modern instruments and state-of-the-art technology, including digital retinal scanning with Optomap, hard-to-fit contact lenses, as well as professional care and service. Open Monday through Friday, 8 till 5. Call for an appointment, 225-767-EYES, and visit the website, visionsource-br.com. The Acord Eye Clinic looks forward to seeing you.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
Pelican Sports post-game show and Facebook Live. Of course, Pelican Sports TV, LSU 33, Miami 17. Tigers play the Southeastern Lions Saturday, 6 o'clock, home opener in Tiger Stadium. Lions lost to ULM in Monroe. Had a field goal blocked at the buzzer to try to send it to overtime. Warhawks got that win. Quick text message, and then we'll get to James and Erath. Buddy, here's a text message. Red zone performance still a concern. Tigers need to keep the pedal down for 4 quarters. Also seems Tigers receivers, except for maybe Jefferson, were one rung lower on the ladder than Miami guys. We got to get better play there. All right, let's go to James and Erath. James, you're on the postgame show.
Good evening, guys. Thank you for taking my call. A couple of comments. Very impressed. I was worried about the running back position. Nick Brossett impressed me pretty good tonight. I was very impressed with him. And number two, I coached for a lot of years. In the second half, when you got somebody down, you don't take your foot off the gas pedal. We started running clock with a whole quarter left to go, and they almost came back to bite us on the rear end. You don't do that. I mean, especially a team with the caliber that LSU playing right here. This is not a small college you're playing right here. This is a big time team. You don't take your foot off the gas pedal. You put the game away. Football's a game of momentum, and it's a game of rhythm. And if you took your own team out of rhythm right here, and it almost came back to bite you.
James, great to have you on the show again this year. I was echoing the same sentiment. A lot of the guys were throwing barbs at me because I was saying the same thing. I'm also looking down the road, James, like you as a coach. When you play Auburn and Georgia and Bama and Florida, and you just can't do it. The other thing that irritated me in the second half, James, not only running the football, but they got so tight in with the formations. If you're going to do that, spread them out and make them defend more of the field. I thought that the tight formations, now granted, let's make sure everybody realizes, LSU opened up this game, TK and James, in the shotgun basically for the first quarter, and I love that. They established a running game with Brissett. You got to be happy about that. But Dara Traore comes in and plays. McGee gets hurt. Great pickup there. But I thought they got way too conservative, and a lot of it was with the formations. And come on, James, you know this as a coach. They were sending 8 in the box the second half. You can't run against that line with those kind of numbers.
They were begging you to beat them by running the football.
Absolutely.
They knew where you were coming, and it wasn't going to happen.
But, hey, overall, solid B plus. What you got, James?
Oh, I would say so. Well, the game's never close. If you don't take your foot off the pedal, the game's never close.
Yeah.
I mean, buddy, you got to give them an A because they won the game.
Oh, sure.
Okay, I mean, so it's got to be an A. Now, if you want to say A minus because of penalties and a couple other mistakes, okay, I can go with that. But, I mean, the bottom line was to fly home with a win, and that's what Ed Orgeron's team's doing.
3 for 16 on third down, James. Got to get better.
Yeah, and I've always been a big Orgeron fan. I'm not knocking him in any kind of way. Not in any kind of way. I just find you got too conservative too early.
Well, here's a message right here. Trying to run out the clock in the third quarter is never a good idea.
Yeah.
Not against Miami. No, it isn't.
James, if we took you to Vegas right now, flew you over there, what record would you think this football team would achieve this year?
I think they're going to just get better as it goes along. I mean, the quarterback, he made some nice audibles at the line of scrimmage. That draw play he ran,
great call by Joe.
He burned him on the blitz with Brissett. He's the one that changed the call of the line of scrimmage, you know. So I'm thinking we can go far. You know, we can do well. I mean, I don't want to throw any numbers out there, but I think we can do a lot better than what everybody was expecting us to do.
Jamar Chase.
Awesome.
Jamar Chase, look for him in the coming weeks, James. Thank you, buddy.
I'll do that.
All right, man.
All right, bud, we got a hello from Nashville from Kenneth, who graduated from Estruma High in 1962.
Wow.
How about that? Checking us out on Facebook Live. That's been amazing, the response there.
By the way, a tribute to, of course, a guy who went to Estruma, Billy Cannon.
The little 20 on the decal.
With the 20 decal on the helmet. How excited were you? I know I get a little more excited, and I'm a little more crazy and go up and down. with the anticipation. But, the build-up and the start, and, my phone's blowing up like yours, and I'm trying to chart plays. And I think that, obviously, when Jacob Phillips had the pick six, you kind of figured the way LSU's defense was playing that they had won the football game. But a lot of really good positives. It'd be interesting to see how happy Coach O is. Obviously, the injuries to McGee and Chason. A lot of cramping, TK. We talk about it. It is hard. He backed off to get everybody healthy for this game. And when you're playing that many snaps and it's hot and it's early in the year, you're going to have a lot of cramping.
Okay, but buddy, I agree with you, but I'm going to say this. If you think about all the mistakes, the timeouts that had to be called early, a couple other, mistakes that they had, didn't have any turnovers. That's a big plus, okay? They couldn't pull that turnover chain thing out for Miami. When you look at all of that and a few other things with the personnel on the field, and you still won the game. So as you said, it's a teaching moment, and they're going to beat Southeastern. We know that. So polish all that stuff up against the Lions, because then it's off to Auburn, who looked pretty darn good against Washington. And before we go to break, I want to make mention of probably the classiest thing I saw in a long time in college football, and certainly this weekend. We know the University of Maryland had offensive lineman Jordan McNair passed away after a workout, unfortunately. Well, when they came out of the huddle on offense, they had 10 guys out there, and they left his position on the offensive line blank. And they let the clock run down for a delay of the game penalty, which Texas instantly declined because they had told them before the game, we want to do a tribute to Jordan McNair. That's about as classy as it gets. And then another thing that I learned about this weekend at Iowa, are you familiar with the Iowa wave?
No.
The stands in the stadium at Iowa can see the Children's Hospital. The upper floors of the Children's Hospital.
Oh, that's right. I have seen that.
When they all wave to the children in the Children's Hospital who are looking out of the windows down into the stadium, it's obviously pretty close.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So, in a world of August when we had so many other kind of stories, including the death of Jordan McNair, what a great thing to see what they did for him and Texas going along with it. And then the Iowa wave, which I was not aware of until this weekend. So some really good stuff there. All right, here we go. Can us two coon asses pronounce Chason for me again? So I'm sure this is coming from down in the bayou. I think it's Chasson. Chasson? I think that's the correct way to say it.
I know Caleb on is
I'm not I'm a coon ass, but I'm not a Cajun.
Chason is what we heard all around too.
Chasson might be the coon ass way to say it.
Well, I don't know, but I know one
Let's
thing.
hope his knee's okay.
He's a hell of a football player, and a lot of Tiger fans are going to be sweating out when we get the news on the severity of the left knee. Look, one other little tidbit to play off of that, and I know it griped, it made you go crazy, and all of us, but a lot of lightning delays, and I actually went back to that Texas and Maryland game. Let's give Matt Canada a lot of credit. A lot of us thought it was a gimmick and, fake stuff, fake offense, and eye candy, what Nick called it. But look, when he calls the jet sweep at the right time, it hits and it goes for 6. And he literally, now he had a couple of faux pas. He had a read option play where it cost him a safety, and he'd had another
he went for it on 4th down on his 30 on his own 35.
But other than that, great opening win for him. And this Tom Herman, I heard some of these talking heads in this town proclaim that Tom Herman was going to win a national championship in 2 or 3 years at Texas. Look, he's not going to do that because Jimbo Fisher's kicking his butt at Texas A&M with recruiting. But I was pulling for Canada and Maryland with all the peripheral stuff around that story, and that was a great win for the program of Maryland and Matt Canada.
As somebody told me, Texas is about the 3rd or 4th best team in the state of Texas, much less the country. Text message before we go to break. The Les Miles prevent offense was in full effect second half.
They brought Les in.
Les is gone. He's on the Dr. Pepper commercials and the Dos Equis commercials, right?
I mentioned the same thing. It was very similar to Les Miles, and y'all went, oh, no, you're running the game out. Look.
Buddy, you're the guru.
I'm just trying to tell you. That is not going to, like I said, when you bunch up and you're right there, spread them out a little bit if you're going to run it that much. I thought the formations left a lot to be desired in the second half.
We're on Pelican Sports TV. We're on Facebook Live. Appreciate all the folks there. We didn't even really promote that much, but it'll be there the rest of the season. And we will get the radio stream reconnected by next week. All this weather did a little something to that very early this morning, unable to get that pumped back up. But we'll be there, of course, all the radio all week. Tigers Roar on Wednesday night. Had to let you know about everything. And owners of Pelican Broadcasting have got a real special announcement coming very soon for you. It's got to do with sports, music, family, food, fun, booze. I mean, it's going to be unbelievable. That's going to come. You're going to hear about it on radio, TV, Facebook, Twitter, the whole bit. Let's get to a break. I'm correct on the pronunciation. Chasson. Hey, there we go. I was correct, buddy. That's a little bit of Coon-ass blood in me.
All right.
Let's go to a break, come back. Phone lines are open. If you want to give a call, you see the number on the screen, 225-928-4910, 225-928-4910, or send us a text message to area code 504-689-9246. Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, Facebook all over the world. Buddy Saji, Tommy Krysan, Tigers beat the Hurricanes 33-17. We're back with more of the Pelican Sports Postgame Show. Stay with us.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Remember what these trips were like before you put the screens in the back seats?
I don't want to think about it.
Are we there yet? I'm hungry. Where are we?
Go, go, go. That game should keep them occupied.
Oh, yeah! Dad! Oh, in your face!
Don't make me get back there.
You don't need a new car to have new technology. Mike's Audio, conveniently located on Airline Highway near the corner of Bluebonnet.
Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Live and play on your special day at Greystone. Create lasting memories in our newly remodeled reception hall at Greystone Country Club. For reservations and information, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
For total home pest control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
We continue with the Pelican Sports post-game show. Once again, LSU wins the game 33-17. And it was really never close. Miami kind of got some points near the end. It was 33-3 at one time. All right, buddy, I'm reading a report that Greedy Williams was dealing with cramps, and Chasson was speaking in the locker room like he feels fine.
John Battle nicked up a little bit. Of course, we are waiting to hear the severity of Adrian McGee. We'll be talking to Brian Lazar coming up, and also talking to Ronnie Rance from the stadium. By the way, folks, TK's been teasing a little bit. Scoreboards, it is coming soon. TK on Coursey Boulevard. It's going to be a sports bar. It's going to have catering. It's going to be a music venue. You and I will be doing live shows over there. We're going to be doing radio and TV from Scoreboards. It is in the same spot where the old Fernando's used to be.
Next door to Anton's Jewelers. Anton's for many years was an advertising partner with me on radio, and I still know Richard and Josh and all them folks over there. But right next door to Anton's Jewelers, we'll give Anton's the plug.
Having a lot of fun, and it is going to be very, very LSU, Southern, and all of you fans friendly. Hey, we cannot wait to do some of the shows. You've got some ideas on some shows. I'm going to be doing a Tuesday night show called the Spicy Talk of the Town, and we tell you that, LSU didn't have a fumble, so I had to have one.
Well, yeah, turnover by Buddy. The first turnover tonight, other than the Hurricanes.
But once again, we will update you on a daily basis on all of the local shows, and I can't wait. I know that Alan and Bert and everybody in the truck have worked their tails off. We've been fighting bad weather and, all the other things. It is coming, and it is going to be an incredible venue for a lot of things.
Very unique, nothing like it at all anywhere in Baton Rouge. I mean, food and drink, but music, but different way it's going to be presented with the sound stage. And we're going to have a contest. You want to be a sportscaster? You want to sit here one night on Tigers Roar or on Buddy's show or on the post-game show, or you want to get your own radio half hour or something? All of that and much, much more. We're only scratching the surface here, so there's going to be a lot of stuff out there for you. All right, let's see. We got some more text messages. Going for broke. Can we just say my name on TV?
Come on, what you got?
Errol Chasson from Houma.
Okay. All right, once again, forget all the pronunciation. The guy number 4, this is the night of number 4.
Well, we had one text that said Brissett for Heisman.
Well, come on. Now, I will say this. Look, it was a freaky stat. It's been since 1974 that LSU has gone into a football season without having a running back scoring a touchdown. A little interesting here, TK. Leonard Fournette actually got the first snap at tailback, and then Chris Curry got the second snap. Of course, Brissett got into the game. Clyde Edwards-Helaire didn't play early. I don't know what was going on with all of that. But I think the biggest surprises for all of us, obviously, is the way Nick ran the ball. He's worked very hard on two things, ball security and pad level. He did a great job. Broke a lot of tackles. Also certainly looked much quicker. I think he's lost about 8 or 9 pounds, looked very quick. A little disappointed in some of the drops. I think that LSU can certainly throw the football a lot better. They did get a little conservative, but look, like you guys were saying, it's 33-3. You're just trying to get out of Dodge, although we know that you're going to have to keep the pedal to the metal later on. And TK, I tell you what, man, watching the SEC teams, and I know Alan
13-1, the SEC.
It's just crazy at some of the games this year. It looks like to me, Alabama, now I turned it off, but you guys were going crazy because Fowler and Herbstreit both had double knee pads on for Nick. And, it seemed like, when I felt good about this game? When everybody on game day on ESPN picked Miami. It was just unbelievable the national picks. Even Ross Dellinger, the old guy that he moved on up. He moving on up to Sports Illustrated. He picks together. A lot of people picked against him. You never know what the first game's going to bring about. But I thought for about the first 35 minutes, LSU looked pretty darn good. And then it got a little bit ugly, unfortunately. But a lot of things to teach, and they played a lot of players on both sides.
Here's a text message. What will be the point spread next week against Southeastern? Well, you got to go on the dark web to get that point spread, but it's going to be 40 plus if you find one.
Yeah.
They normally don't do point spreads when an FCS plays an FBS, okay? But there are some of the online betting sites that will put a point spread out there. I bet it's 40 or 42 or 44, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Interesting thing more than that will be where they will move in with the polls, TK, and obviously, look, I'm ready to say it. I think Jim Harbaugh is a fraud at Michigan. I don't see them having a great year. We all know the controversy with Urban Meyer and Ohio State, or Ohio State and Wisconsin are going to be the best two teams in the Big Ten. Clemson plays at A&M this weekend. That'll be a big game. Georgia and South Carolina this weekend, big game. So we'll start to see some big matchups here in the next couple of weeks.
Back to the phone lines. Dean's in Baton Rouge. Dean, welcome to the postgame show.
Hey, gentlemen, how you doing?
What's up, Dino?
It's too late to be up on a Sunday night, I tell you that.
But tomorrow's a holiday for you, Dean.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember that. Buddy, I called you in July on your show, and I told you that I thought LSU would win 9 games this year, and they would beat a team that they shouldn't. And it may have been tonight. And LSU played about as badly as you could possibly play in the first quarter, and they dominated this game today. It just makes you think about what their potential might be a month down the road. Now, we all know the schedule has been talked about quite a lot, but this team has just got – I think it's just got so much untapped potential, it's not even funny. And I think it's going to be a completely different team in October and November. That doesn't mean they're going to pile up the wins because, again, the schedule is so formidable, but I think this team is going to really continue to shock people.
Well, Dino, you did make that call, and, of course, you came over and guest hosted with me over at the Pot and Paddle one Monday, and we kind of talked about it. And I know that there was, TK and Dean, there was just so much doubt about which LSU team was going to show up. And Miami, a preseason top 10 team. Look, we know about those polls early in the year. They are a crapshoot. But, wow, when you sit there and looked at it, it's 20-3. The pick six is 27-3. Whoever you're watching the game with, you turn to that person that said, LSU's got a chance to be pretty darn good this year. And I think that, as we said, this is a great game. You get the victory. You got a lot to teach the tape on. Thought they missed some tackles. But once again, you got to remember, Dino, they hadn't played in this kind of atmosphere against this kind of competition in a long, long time. And as you said, TK, that's 4 straight for Miami. This was a must-win for Ed Ogeron in this program, Dino. You know that.
Oh, there's no question about it. It's a terrible thing to have to suggest that he's on the hot seat, but I suppose he is. But maybe for a little while he'll be off of it.
I think he's off of it.
This is what LSU's 3rd consecutive different offensive coordinator. Is that right, guys? They went from last year they had Matt Canada, and before that they had refresh my memory.
Well,
Cameron.
You had Cameron, Ensminger,
new quarterbacks, new running backs, new receivers, etc. They did pretty good tonight. I mean, I'm very impressed with what they did tonight, and I think anyone that says anything ugly about LSU or has any doubt about where the program is headed, it's certainly not in decline. I'll tell you that, and I'll let you go with this. I am just so thrilled that the ESPN people and all the other so-called experts were very, very wrong on this one.
Yep. Thank you, Dino.
Yeah, buddy, a couple of stats. Burrow, 11 for 24 for 140 yards, no interceptions, no touchdowns. Nick Brossette, 22 carries for 125, 2 touchdowns, had a long gain of 50. Of course, that was a touchdown run. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 8 carries for 24. Burrow, 4 for 14. Curry, 3 for -1. Jefferson had 5 catches. D. Anderson had 2. A bunch of other guys had 1. Again, only 11 passes completed. LSU wins the time of possession by a little bit. And here, the turnover thing. 2 interceptions by Miami. LSU picked them off. No turnovers for the Tigers. You know, Coach Orgeron said we got to protect the football. They did.
Well, look, and I told you let's zip it because you were making jokes about it. But they weren't 50-50. Now, you know, it's going to be interesting when we discuss this.
You want to know what it was?
At the back end of the year. But hold on, I'm going to make a prediction. It was probably how many total plays LSU have?
65.
65. So they probably had about 42 or 3 runs and 22. Yeah, it's probably.
Well, I just told you Burrow's stats, so if you could do the math,
there you go.
24 passes, 41 runs.
Yeah.
24-41, according to the stat box that we got on the screen in front of us. All right, still to come on the program, Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. We'll get Brian's thoughts and observations, and then shortly after that, we'll go to the locker room in Arlington and attempt to connect with Ronnie Rance of the Jumbo Sports Network. Phone numbers, 225-928-4910. Text message line is area code 504-689-9246. You want to like us on Facebook, you can be watching us on Facebook Live now. Facebook page is Pelican Broadcasting. Twitter account is @Pelican Sports. And, of course, YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting, YouTube.com. Also on Facebook, check out Scoreboards, Sports Grill and Catering. On Facebook, Scoreboards, Sports Grill and Catering. Also on Twitter. We'll take a break. Come back with more of the Pelican Sports Postgame Show. LSU 33, Miami 17.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
The Acord Eye Clinic has moved to a new office, just minutes from the old office at 8280 YMCA Plaza Drive, Building 9. Dr. Shonda Acord and her staff welcome patients of all ages, including children and adults. They have a wide variety of frames and sunglasses, including Maui Jim. The Acord Eye Clinic features modern instruments and state-of-the-art technology, including digital retinal scanning with Optomap, hard-to-fit contact lenses, as well as professional care and service. Open Monday through Friday, 8 till 5. Call for an appointment, 225-767-EYES, and visit the website visionsource-br.com. The Acord Eye Clinic looks forward to seeing you.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Are you ready for this year's formal events? Weddings, homecoming, Mardi Gras, prom, pageants. Debbie's Bridal is having an inventory blowout sale. Don't be left out. Prices range from 20% off to 80% off. Happening now. Debbie's Bridal, Burnside in Gonzales.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
We continue with the Pelican Sports Post-Game Show. LSU wins 33-17 over Miami. Right now, as we've done for quite a few years on the Pelican Sports Post-Game Show, we're joined by Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. Good evening, Brian. How are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
Doing outstanding, Brian. I tell you what, everybody excited for the start. LSU a little crazy at the start. You recover a fumble. D. Anderson recovered his own fumble, or whoever it was at the bottom. And then once LSU went up 10-3, it was smooth sailing. Phillips gets the pick six at 27-3. The kicker's good. Then it kind of got, trying to shorten the game a little bit, maybe too early. But let's give us your opinion on the good, the bad, and the ugly tonight.
Well, look, I thought LSU was going to win the game, but I really didn't think they'd win it in the way they did. I thought it'd be a close, low-scoring game. But, LSU did not turn the ball over, and they got some key catches in the first half to keep drives going. The one you mentioned by Anderson, I think that set up a field goal. Justin Jefferson had a couple of catches, one of them right before Nick Brossett's 50-yard run, and I think he had another big catch right before one of Tracy's field goals in the first half. So the offense, Joe Burrow, 11 of 24, that's not very good, but the biggest thing, they didn't turn the ball over. And, defensively, for 3 quarters, they were great. Gave up some deep balls there in the fourth quarter, but overall the defense was good. And then obviously the addition of Tracy, he makes 4 field goals, ties the school record for the longest field goal with a 54-yarder. Wade Ritchie and Ronnie Lewis were the other 2 LSU kickers who have made 54-yard field goals. He makes 4 field goals in a game. Only Josh Jasper has made 5 in LSU history. So, it was a good win. I'm going to tell you how good it was. When do you think was the last time LSU has beaten a top 10 team away from Tiger Stadium? Last time LSU beat a top 10 team away from Tiger Stadium.
All right, I got my thinking cap on here. When they beat TCU, Oregon in AT&T Stadium.
No, well, they had one later that year.
Alabama.
Right. That's the last time they beat
the 9-6 game. The 9-6 game.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's the last time that LSU has beaten a top 10 team away from Tiger Stadium.
Hey, if you could, Brian.
It was a good win. Look, I've said all along, everybody knows LSU has these 5 tough games on their schedule. I thought the 2 that they have their best chances of winning are Miami and Mississippi State, and they got one of them tonight. So I think that, look, if this Miami team was in the SEC, they're not better than Alabama. They're not better than Georgia. They're not better than Auburn, and I don't know if they're better than Mississippi State. So give LSU credit. They played good. A lot of people didn't know if LSU could beat any good team this year, but they showed that, they're capable of doing it. And if you got a good defense and if you have a threat with a kicker, you're going to have chances to win ball games.
Give us a little summation of what Coach O had to say after the game, Brian.
Well, he was asked a lot about Burrow and Brissett. He said Burrow, you know, he was kept his poise. He had a rough start early in the game. And Burrow even made the comment after the game that he didn't think that Ensminger, you know, gave him a chance to do anything early in the game. So he says he thought they could open things up a little bit more. But Ed was happy with what he saw from Burrow. Brissett, same thing, said he's a kid's been waiting for 4 years. He said he had a good game tonight. He's a good back, but he's got to do it now over the course of the season. He wasn't real happy with the offensive line. Thought that they could block better. Wasn't really happy with the pass rush. You know, he thought that they had to put more pressure on the quarterback, and then of course he talked about giving up the deep balls there at the late in the game. But look, overall he certainly was satisfied with opening the year up with a win over the number 8 team in the country.
Do you think this makes them move Deculus back to right tackle if McGee's out for an extended time?
Well, yeah, I'm sure that he will now have to end up being the backup at that position. But because if he's out, there is really no other tackle. I mean, that's it. The only other tackle I guess is Ja'Cory Savage.
Right.
So yeah, Deculus would have to go out and he's got to be the third tackle now, because if something happens to either Traore or Sadiq Charles, Deculus is going to have to play. So it looks like McGee's going to be out for an extended period of time, and we don't know about Caleb and Chasson. They're going to have to wait and see how the extent of his knee injury. If you get injuries, you hope you have enough depth to handle it.
Yeah, so anyway, a win's a win. A lot of people, I was one that did not think they'd win the game. There were people that did agree with me. Obviously, I was wrong about that. And now, next week, Southeastern, a chance to clean up some mistakes and a few things. I'm sure the coaches will find a bunch of things on tape that they need to address and correct. And then you got the Lions coming in for a paycheck game. So it should be a good opportunity to clean up some of that stuff, huh, Brian?
Yeah, this is one of those games where, okay, let's execute better, play better in the areas that they didn't play as well tonight, and then they're going to have to get ready to. Certainly not going to be very easy when they go to Auburn in a couple of weeks. Again, Auburn is a very good defensive team, probably a better defensive team than Miami, and certainly Jarrett Stidham is a better quarterback than Malik Rozier. So, and you got to go on the road.
Yeah,
so
no doubt.
The game in Auburn in 2 weeks is as tough as any game as LSU is going to play this year. I mean, the game winning at Auburn is almost going to be as tough as beating either Georgia or Alabama here in Baton Rouge.
All right, good to finally see Joe Burrow meet with the media, huh, Brian?
Yeah, and I guess he'll get his chance Tuesday to meet with the media. Here in Baton Rouge.
Brian, tell us all about TigerBait.com. You guys have extensive coverage of everything happening at LSU, not just football, but obviously football is a prime topic now. We're on Pelican Sports TV. We're on Facebook Live. Tell people all about TigerBait.com and why they should subscribe today.
www.tigerbait.com. New site opened up on August the 1st. A lot of new things, new coverage, a new look to the website, and there's a lot of talk going on the message boards right now. So just go to www.tigerbait.com and get involved right now.
Thank you, BL. Talk with you Tuesday.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it, buddy. Here's a question from a fan, okay? Now, this is something that burns me. It says, why is LSU using a number 4 on offense and a 4 on defense, 2 different players? Thanks from Big Tony. LSU, I got two number 9s. Delpit and Burrow are both number 9. There are some other duplicate numbers. That started on the West Coast about 10 years ago. Southern Cal, Arizona, people like that started trying to pacify the kids by letting them wear the number they want. And if 2 kids want number 4 and number 9, they by rule they can do that as long as they're not on the field at the same time. I think it's ridiculous, but I'm old school. Maybe that's what you got to do. You know, you tell that kid when you recruit him, yeah, we're going to let you wear number 9. You're a cornerback. Well, yeah, we're going to let you wear number 9. You're a quarterback. You can't go to the field at the same time. So here's one of the, somebody was watching us that observed that during the game with the 2 number 4s. But there's 2 number 2s. I mean, there's
2 number 6s. And if you'd have told me Phillips would be the number 6 to score, I would have never believed it. But look, Les used to try to put all of his punting specialists
on 38,
number, 38, and fool and they changed that rule. But yeah, I agree, and I do think it's the duplication of numbers is certainly something.
I mean, you got.
But like you said, me and you were a little older, and these young kids they want to do some different things, but it certainly does make it look like on the punt. We couldn't tell if that was Chasson or Brissett, so you never know.
Let's go to James in Lafayette. James, you're on the postgame show.
All right. You got to be impressed. I mean, it was a good opener. I mean, the QB play, I like it. I mean, no major mistakes. I mean, that's the main thing. Offensive line. I was impressed with the offensive line. I mean, a lot of holes for the backs to run through. I don't know about our back. I don't know if our backs are all that physical this year. You guys could help me out a little bit. A lot of holes for them to run through. That makes it a lot easier, though. So, in general, I was impressed. Miami, I'm sure they probably were a little overrated coming in. I mean, they didn't finish strong last year. You see that when they got into their tougher competition last year, they weren't able to handle it. So we're not going to get too jacked up about it at all. But it looked good. Auburn game in 2 weeks will probably tell a whole lot more. But, I mean, it looked good. I mean, we only know number 25 coming in, almost like we weren't getting a whole lot of respect. You got to feel good about it. So we're going to go with, one other thing. A couple of play calls on the goal line. Is that Orgeron making a couple of those calls? I don't know.
No, Ensminger calls the plays.
Ensminger's calling. He's going to let Ensminger call the plays. Now, Jerry Sullivan is up there as a passing game coordinator, and the only couple times they panned, it didn't sound like he was interacting that much with Steve. But the other thing I wanted to interject here, James, is that wasn't it nice, though, to see a quarterback actually have the poise and moxie?
Yes.
A blitzing linebacker, he audibilizes and Nick goes for 50 yards. I think Nick Brissett was a big surprise for me. The offensive line, I thought, really played good in the first half. And then when they put 8 in the box, it was tough to block Miami's defense. But all in all, a lot of positives. But I think Joe Burrow is going to get better as he gets more reps. Let's remember, he hadn't played a lot at Ohio State. And I think that if they get better each week, James, this could be a real fun season.
Let's wait and see. I don't want to get too the Auburn game in 2 weeks. I think it's going to tell me a little bit more on the road. But I agree with you. The quarterback play, and that's how I started the comment. The quarterback play was really fine. So we're just going to see. I don't want to say too much just yet off of one game, but it looked nice.
Hey, for Sunday night, James, thanks for staying up and giving us a jingle. All right.
Oh, don't want to miss y'all, man. It's a great show.
Okay, man, thanks.
Real quick, before we go to break, Mark had a question about the little skirmish before the game.
Yeah.
Gerald Willis, who's actually Landon Collins' stepbrother, his brother, was supposed to come to LSU, went to Florida, left there, went to Miami. There's a little unwritten rule you don't cross the 50-yard line during pregame warm-ups unless you got to go get a ball and you get right back. Well, apparently he went across the 50 onto the LSU side and started chirping a little bit, jaw-jacking, whatever you want to call it. Joe Burrow jumped in there and told him to get on the other side of the field, and then more jaw-jacking and talking smack or whatever. There were no punches thrown from every report that I saw, and some coaches and all that got in there, and they got all that out of the way. That's what basically happened before the game. But, hey, everybody was amped up, wanting to get ready, get the thing going. It is what it is.
Yeah, but TK, hold on. That's a lot for a guy who's never played a down for LSU and has only been here since May 21, to get like that, I think
well, that's what quarterbacks do.
But I think he earned the respect of a lot of people on that football team.
I guarantee you that everybody wearing a purple and gold uniform, they're all about Joe Burrow from the day he stepped on campus and excelled in the conditioning drills right out the gate and all that stuff. He has come in kind of like Will Wade. He's pushed all the right buttons. And then he had a good performance, not a great performance by any stretch of the imagination, but a good performance, and he led the football team, and they won the game. They're flying home from Arlington with a W, which is part of the goal. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to go to the locker room in Arlington and try to connect with Ronnie Rance of the Jumbo Sports Network right after this pause on Facebook Live and Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
With his little remote, wolfing down Cheetos. I hope he don't choke between Monday night football and Friday night fights. I'm lucky if I get to see a show that I like. He never hears the phone or the doorbell ring. I don't try to understand him. It's a male thing.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Bellello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bellello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-654-9927, 800-654-9927.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge, a CLK multifamily management property. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. Stop by Cypress Lake Apartments, call 225-293-6789, or go online, live at cypresslakeapts.com. We continue with the Pelican Sports Postgame Show. Buddy Sanji, Tommy Chrysan with you. A bunch of you folks on Facebook Live. Thank you, Pelican Sports TV. Also, we're going to head to Arlington right now. Ronnie Rance is going to join us. He's been in the locker room. Good evening, Ronnie. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Doing great, fellas.
Ronnie, you spoke with Cole Tracy, and, of course, we heard so much about him transferred in. Going to be a good kicker during the fall camp. People are saying, man, he's consistent. He's doing it right. Well, he answered the bell tonight. He did a fine job. Tell us about your conversation with place kicker Cole Tracy.
He did it in a big way. You know, when you talk so much about offense and defense and Joe Burrow and everything else, we didn't really talk a whole ton about Cole Tracy. And, man, what a weapon it looks like he's going to end up being for LSU. 4 field goals and ties the LSU record from 54. He told me that the furthest he had ever kicked the football was 53. So he set a personal best as well. And he just couldn't believe it. It was a dream come true for him to play at this level in the, Jerry Dome, national TV. Like he said, he just couldn't believe himself, how special this was for him personally.
Hey, Ronnie, real quick, interesting. What was the talk in the locker room about Coach O going for it on 4th down? Not once, but twice. Burrow drawing with the voice inflection on the second one, but going for it, and Brissett making it. I think that probably said a lot to the Tiger fan base after doing the opposite in the bowl game against Notre Dame.
Yeah, absolutely. Foster Moreau said that, that showed tremendous confidence in their team, and that they had been practicing well. They had a lot of confidence as a team, but obviously, you got to go out there and prove it against a top 10 ranked team and on national TV. He said, but they had a good camp, and they loved that Coach O, believed in this team, and they all hung the praises of Joe Burrow. Foster Moreau talked about Joe Burrow in the huddle, how he kept the team loose and had total command of the team, and had fun. He wasn't tense. He looked like he'd been doing it for years.
Ronnie, you also spoke to Battle from the defensive backfield. What did John Battle have to say?
Yeah, John Battle was wearing a turnover Mardi Gras bead. How they have the turnover chain over at Miami. Well, a couple fans tossed these big giant Mardi Gras beads, and I think you're going to see that the rest of the year. I think instead of it, they're going to do a turnover bead, and I think Tulane actually did that the other night. If I remember watching against Wake Forest, they had like a Mardi Gras bead thing. So it's not original. But he liked it. He was wearing it after the game when I interviewed him on CST, and I think you're going to see that be a thing for LSU the rest of the year.
Ronnie, you also spoke to tight end Foster Moreau. He did not have a catch tonight, but obviously he's out there wearing number 18, which is a very special thing. What did Foster Moreau have to say after the game?
Yeah, I mean, he obviously the number 18, he's a leader of the team, even though, like you said, he didn't play actually his best. He even talked about it. There were a couple mistakes he made late in the game blocking. You could see it on TV. And so they definitely have a lot to clean up. It's nicer to clean up mistakes when you got a 16-point win as opposed to a 16-point loss. But he was just loving, Nick Brissett, a guy, talked a lot about him, how that's a guy who waited his turn, been here a long time, was a captain today before the game. And one of the cool things, I don't know how they highlighted on TV or not, was showing they had Russell Maryland and Michael Irvin were the captains for the University of Miami, and they had Brady James and Lyle Collins were the captains for LSU at the coin toss. And that was pretty cool. And, of course, he talked about Nick Brissett being a captain out there today, and they were so happy he went for over 100 yards.
Hey, Ronnie, tell us all about Sports Shorts TV and Sports Shorts Radio.
Well, Sports Shorts TV, of course, right here on Pelican, Saturday, Sunday, Monday nights, 2-hour edition of Sports Shorts each and every week. And Sports Shorts Radio, you can check us live 10 to noon on ESPN Radio, 104.5, 104.9 FM in Baton Rouge.
Ronnie, safe travels home from Arlington, and we'll do this next week when the Tigers take on the Lions.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be too pretty for your alma mater, TK.
Well, I said it all week. I think LSU can get there at half and still win.
It's going to be pretty rough.
Thank you, Jumbo.
All right, that's Ronnie Raz from Arlington. And we do want to say, again, we appreciate Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. You need to get to TigerBait.com if you hadn't done that yet. And Ronnie, they've been for several years now. They joined us on the post-game show and file a report. And that certainly helps you guys out there, guys and girls out there. All right, we're going to move into our final break of the evening right now. We'll come back. Buddy and I'll put a wrap on it for you. And don't forget, Scoreboard Sports Grill and Catering, Coursey Boulevard, Baton Rouge, coming very soon. Like them on Facebook, Scoreboards, Sports Grill and Catering, Facebook and Twitter. Going to have a lot of radio and TV info coming up about that very
and
soon.
Music.
And music. Yeah, it's got everything. And, of course, Facebook Live, we're going to blow that up. And they're going to have all kind of radio and TV from Scoreboards. I mean, it's going to be unlike anything else you've ever seen in Baton Rouge, period. Buddy, Tommy, we're back. Put a wrap on it. LSU 33, Miami 17. We'll continue after this pause on Facebook Live and Pelican Sports TV.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
This is an important medical announcement for anyone who has taken the chemotherapy drug Taxotere. If you or a loved one has developed alopecia or hair loss after taking the breast cancer drug Taxotere, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. While many chemotherapy drugs can cause temporary hair loss, Taxotere can cause permanent, irreversible loss of hair on the head, eyebrows, eyelashes, beard, and body. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential and you may be eligible. You may not have been warned about the side effects of Taxotere. Your consultation is free. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one has experienced permanent hair loss as a result of the chemotherapy drug Taxotere. But you must call now.
Call 800-794-0738. 800-794-0738.
Putting a wrap on it. LSU put a wrap on Miami, 33-17, your final score. 6 o'clock kick next Saturday, or this coming Saturday, September 8th, in Tiger Stadium. It's the home opener. The Southeastern Lions, the Chute, will be open for the first time, a little beer garden, if you will. And a week for LSU to clean up a lot of things. There's no local radio Monday. Ed Orgeron will do his presser on Tuesday. We'll have some sound from that on Jordy's show, Buddy's show, my show on the radio, and of course Tigers Roar on Wednesday night right here on Pelican Sports TV. So lots of stuff coming your way real soon. So Buddy, it was all in all, it was a win. That's the main objective. Word is Adrian McGee could be out for a period of time. Shayson will know more in the coming days because you don't ever like to have any injuries at all. But all in all, it's a win. I was one of the people that did not think they'd beat Miami. They did. That's nothing but a good thing. Yes, they're going to beat Southeastern and set up a pretty interesting contest with Auburn a couple weeks down the road. But first things first, Coach Frank Selfo will bring the Lions to Baton Rouge next Saturday.
I think the real positive thing to take with the ball club, obviously the defense was very good tonight. But TK, I got to tell you, folks, there are a bevy of wide receivers that are young and experienced. Jamar Chase, I'm really high on him. Terrence Marshall played a little bit, had a drop, had a catch, dinged an ankle, which he's been bothered with. Jonathan Giles, didn't really see a lot of him. But look, this team is going to pitch and catch, and I don't think people can overestimate what it means to have a guy who touches it every play, that has the it factor, the poise. You didn't see the great stats from Joe Burrow. Trust me, he's going to get better. This is going to be one heck of a ride to follow. We couldn't thank the people enough to be there with us. But great things are to come next weekend, and I think you'll see more on that offensive side.
Yeah, so it's a win, 33-17. Next Saturday, they kick at 6. We'll be here about 9:30. It's scheduled to have the radio stream working again next Saturday. We apologize for that, but we threw in Facebook Live, and the response on that has been outstanding. It's been incredible, especially without really publicizing that. So we'll crank all that up. Like LSU, we're going to get better for next week. We'll clean up a few mistakes and polish up a few things, and that's what Coach Orgeron wants to do with his team. SEC went 13-1 on the opening weekend. Only Tennessee failed to get a win. I want to thank Brian Lazar of TigerBait.com. I want to thank Ronnie Rance of the Jumbo Sports Network for filing the report from Arlington. I want to thank Alan and Greg and Marty, Buddy, myself. Don't forget, Scoreboards, Sports Grill and Catering on Coursey Boulevard in Baton Rouge. Go like them on Facebook. Have all the info there. Scoreboards, Sports Grill and Catering. Thank you for everybody on Facebook Live. We appreciate it. All of you on Pelican Sports TV. Buddy just turned it over. We'll talk to you again soon.
It's time to find out the truth about health insurance.
True or false? I can't get health insurance because I missed the open enrollment period. False.
If you had a life change such as moving, getting married, having a child, or a job loss, you are eligible to buy a new policy.
I don't have a life-changing event, so I can't get health insurance. False.
You can purchase affordable short-term policies even if it's not open enrollment.
I have to spend hours shopping around for an insurance policy that's right for me. False.
Call Healthcare will connect you with licensed agents that do the work for you, comparing hundreds of options, making sure you get a policy that fits all your needs at the best price.
Call now and we'll connect you to a licensed agent that will answer all your questions. The call and the service are free, so what are you waiting for?
Call Healthcare, getting the coverage you need at a price you can afford. Call now. Representatives are standing by to assist you.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.